Hello guys, welcome back with Wealthy Panda. Today I will be reviewing with you a platform called Republic. Republic is a platform that enables anyone worldwide to invest in startups. So unlike most of the platform we've been reviewing so far, you don't need to be in America or residing in USA in order to invest in the platform. All you need to do is a credit card. Now, when we say startups, we are talking about opportunity to invest in companies that can become the next Uber, the next Apple, the next Google. There is no limitation on what the startup you are investing in can become. Some of these companies may be able to multiply your money in hundreds of thousands of times of whatever you have invested. Now, before we jump in there, I just want to give you an example of what potential can you expect if you would invest in a startup. A good example of startups that done really well for its own investors is Uber. When Uber started, Travis, the CEO and founder, was looking for money in order to be able to, build the platform and expand it. He raised $5,000 from a guy named Mark Walsh. Now, the $5,000 what Mark invested back then, fast forward 9 years later when Uber went public, this $5,000 became $25 million. So as you can see, the potential is huge. This guy multiplied his money in 5,000 times whatever he invested, and that's a lot. Now, before we all get excited and start taking our credit card and swipe it left and right, let's take a moment here and take into consideration that startups are hugely risky. So for every Uber that has succeeded, there's probably another 100 startups that unfortunately never made it, and we never heard even their name. So when you invest in a startup, keep in mind that it's more of go big, go home opportunity. Hopefully we all go big, but again, if we ended up not making it, we should not feel bad. So my recommendation is, when you invest in a startup, hopefully you are investing in a startup you like what they are trying to do, and see the opportunity, their potential, their market size. Again, I have my own criteria I will be sharing with you guys. You are more than welcome to use my criteria. I'm not your financial advisor, so this is just me. You are more than welcome also to follow me in Republic. I will share with you. You can find my profile in the description. You're more than welcome to follow me and see the startup I personally invest in and the type of question I ask for some of these founders before I decide if I want to invest or not. This being said, again, this is just me from my point of view. I have a lot of background, and my background is mostly technical. So I have a lot of experience in the IT industry. So whatever startups that I'm looking for when it comes to tech, which probably have a much higher potential to expand in the long term, you will be able to see my personal view and how do I view it if you ended up following me on Republic. Now, before we jump in there, I want to highlight Republic is way more than just a startup. They actually allow you to invest in real estate. They allow you to invest in gaming, cryptocurrencies, platform. But what we're going to be focused on today, only startup. I will make another 2 videos where I'm going to review gaming separately and real estate separately. And the reason for that, each one of these have the return potential are completely different, and the deal structure is completely different. So real estate, lower risk when you're investing with them. They may have potential of even dividends, but the structure of the deal is completely different. Same apply for gaming. Gaming is more of revenue sharing type of agreement. You are not owning share of the company, so keep all of these stuff in mind. So we will be reviewing these separately. This being said, the criteria I'm gonna be using today can be applied for cryptocurrency platforms as well, because they are technically startups. So we're going to jump in and reviewing these. Now, I want to give some credit for Republic as a platform. The platform actually do not accept every startup. They are looking at the startup applying for them. They are narrowing them based on their own criteria, and they accepting only 1% of based on their claim of all the startups that they are applying. And usually they look for startup that's already on the acceleration phase. So you are not just having an idea and you want to raise the money. You already have a platform, or you already have a product, and your product is doing really well. You are making maybe millions of dollars in sales, maybe 10 of millions, maybe hundreds of millions. So some of these startups can be doing very, very well already, and some of them are even global, selling worldwide, and we will be able to see some of these examples. So this is a good thing because it reduces the opportunity of the failure of these companies. You are not investing in any startup, a guy who just came with an idea and he's still in his garage. Most of these people are out of their garages, so that's a good sign. But they need more money in order to accelerate and hit that milestone and go public. Again, every one of these companies have different exit strategy. So it's one of the things I also look at. Are these companies trying to go public? Are they trying to just get acquired? What exactly is their exit strategy? Or do they are eventually want to pay dividend? All of these are potential stuff that we need to look into, and again, we will review them in detail just in a minute. So it's a good thing that they have this filter. It reduces the opportunity of risk. Then I come in with my own criteria. I look at this startup. I'm investing in a very small percentage. My target is 10 startup a year, and I want to be very cautious because there is a lot startups in Republic still, even with that 1%. So which 10 startup I want to invest in? Again, I cannot sell these securities. If I invest in a company, now my money is hold on. By law, I cannot even sell it in the first year. My security, after 1 year, if I sell my security, I will not make a lot of money. I probably want to hold on it for the 5 to 10 years time estimate. If I'm lucky, a startup can do an exit within 3 years, which would be great, right? So keep all of this stuff in mind. My personal math is I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna invest in 10 startup. Let's assume worst case scenario, 9 of them fail and 1 make it. And that one company, hopefully it multiply in 1,000. So if I invest $100 in 10, I lose $900, my 100 remaining in that startup that multiplied by 1,000, now I made $100,000. I still come up big time on top, right? So the potential is there. It's totally worth me taking the risk and investing in the startups. Again, I am not looking at startups that have a potential to fail. So hopefully most of the startups I'm looking at are gonna make it through. It would be nice if they all make it, right? But keep this in mind. Just when you are giving the money, think about it. I'm giving money for the cause. I like what they do. Give them the money. Forget about it. Again, do not do investment in startup early on. My recommendation is invest in the stocks market first. Follow that up. Once you are comfortable there, go into REITs, go into other alternative platform, and keep the startup as your last resort. It's high potential, high risk. So just set it and forget it kind of situation. Okay. Now let's jump into platform. See exactly how this is gonna work, and hopefully you will like what we are showing you. And don't forget, you can always follow me on Republic by yourself. Now let's go ahead and head over there. Okay, so I logged in my Republic account. This is what you will see once you come in here. Now, as you see on top, there's an announcement. Republic acquired another brand new equity crowdfunding platform. Next is actually a very interesting platform, but we will not be touching on it today, mainly because they don't have much deals, but they actually allow you to invest in a business and earn revenue. So we're gonna keep this for a future episode, hopefully when they have some interesting deals going on. Now, if you want to see the different categories available in Republic today, hover over the word invest. You will see startup, crypto, real estate, video games, autopilot, and accredited, which probably you will need to prove that you are accredited to see the deals under this area. Now again, accredited, you're worth more than 1 million, or you're making more than 200K. And if you do, now you are joining the big boys table where they have deals that probably have much higher return, especially in real estate. So we're gonna ignore this one. We want to focus on startup and the crypto. They both have similar deal format. So technically, if you invest in either, you just have to understand how the deal work. I will review real estate and videos in future videos, but let's not worry about them right now. Let's go for startup. Now, sometimes the deals seems to be all over the place. Not only 1 or 2 is showing. I find that annoying. Like for example, I'm seeing crypto here. I'm seeing the real estate. They are not supposed to be showing this stuff, but they are showing anyway. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these deals because it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of energy. I'm going to take only 2 examples, and I'm going to touch on them very simply. One of them is Nada, which is an app that allow you to, technically they are trying to replace the real estate agent listing and all of this stuff. So again, if you are in the United States, you understand buying a house is a very costly and very expensive process. Technically, you will pay around 10% of the house value just for the real estate agents and the services going on. Those guys are trying to cut that off. So we're gonna see this one. Another very interesting campaign going on right now is Genius Juice, which is a company that actually made it to Shark Tank, and they got a deal from Mark and Barber. I'm assuming you already know what Shark Tank is. If you don't, that's completely fine. Now let's go first here and check Nada. So when we are looking at Nada, right now this company raised over $1.3 million, and they are in the process of raising $5 million. Ignore this one. Actually tried to invest and I had some issue with the payment. I'm trying to fix it. With the stuff that's important first, the highlight. Why would you want to invest in this company? They are showing you the space they are in, how much money they raised from capital. So usually venture capital are companies, their full-time job is investing in startups. So they are looking for opportunities, buy in early on, and when the company go public, they make a lot of money. A good example, Bumble, the dating app. This company actually, one venture company owned 90% of the company. And the reason they are buying these companies when they are very small valuation, $10-12 million, when these companies go public, they might be able to earn hundreds, if not thousand times whatever they invested. So they're making money big time, right? Technically, that company on 90%. So when Bumble went public, the CEO alone became the first youngest female billionaire with only 10% of the share. So you can imagine how that venture capital made owning 90%. Now, so whenever you see venture capital involved, literally it's a group of strategists who are trying to find out the opportunity. So you want to invest in companies that venture capital have invested in as well. So Nada already have some of venture capital backing them up, which is a good sign. You can find a lot of details here. I don't want to go through each and every one of them. I want to focus on the right side where you can see the deal term, how much right now they are valuing the company. So they're telling you, hey, our company, we believe it's worth $12 million. And we are giving you discounts, guys, 20%. So if you give us money today, if we raise $1 million, we are not raising it on a 12 million valuation. We're probably raising it only on 10 million. So you get a benefit of joining early as well. Usually the type of security. CrowdSafe is famous for startups. Usually startup, instead of going through the headache of doing a lot of detailed finance and selling shares early on, they do something like a simple agreement. Look, you're investing in us. If we became big, if we buy bust $12 million in valuation in the next round, we simply issue you shares, and now you are owner of the company on an early valuation. So if the company became $1 billion, now you can sell your shares, which are going to be worth a lot much more. They are showing you some of the point why you are investing. One of the stuff you want to look in when you are investing, the founders. Do they have experience in the area? How big is the market? All of these are very important stuff that you can see right here. So they're highlighting they already raised over $1 million from previously from Capital Fund. They have made revenue over $500,000. So their application is not just sleeping aside. They're already in business, which is a really good sign. It's showing that people are actually interested in what this company is doing. A lot of detail I don't want to come in, but I want to highlight some of the perks here. Now, some of these perks might be interesting, some of them are really not. So in this case, 500 in a crowd, say they are showing you they're gonna give you swag back. I don't really care much for it. I prefer usually perks in companies that either selling a product and their product is new. So you would be interested in actually investing in. You can see if they're trying to incentivize you to invest more. So that's the whole purpose of this. It might be worth it for some of us. Now, they're highlighting what they're trying to address. As they highlighted, they are trying to cut the fees of the real estate market, cutting off maybe the real estate agent. So again, anybody can invest in this company, but for most of you people who are not living in America, you might be confused about how this works. Okay, unlike maybe me buying a house in another country, in USA, if I want to buy or sell a house, I need to hire somebody so he can help me buy or sell the house. Okay, so the buyer hires somebody, the seller hires somebody, and all of these people are making a lot of money from one sale of a house. Okay, so around I think 5 or 6%, if I'm not mistaken, go completely only for fees. So if you're buying a house for 100,000, there's not really houses for 100,000 anymore, but let's assume so. You might be paying around 6%, even sometimes go as far as 10 to the real estate agents who handle the deal. So this company is trying to cut these people off and, making money. So, and they will make it cheaper also for the buyer and seller. So this is very important. Now they've been trying to add more services, making this more exciting, turning it into a marketplace. I love what they're trying to do here. Nobody else is doing this right now. So I'm personally intended to invest in them. So this is one of the newest features they are offering right now, where I will be literally if I have a house, I can sell shares in my house. So let's say I have a house worth $100,000. I need $10,000. I can sell 10% of my house. I find it crazy, but again, a lot of stuff that sounds crazy today in the future might make a lot of sense, right? So buying a fraction of a share for a long time sounded crazy, but believe it or not, a lot of people are doing it right now. Okay, so same apply here. I can sell part of my house and you will own that equity. The buyer will only have the security, so maybe when I actually sell my house 10 years from now, you can make money. Now, I find the unappealing about the fact that I have to hold on for a long time, because you don't buy your house today to sell it tomorrow, right? Some people don't ever sell it. So this is some of the stuff we need to take into consideration in this. But it's an interesting market and they are testing the water. Republic itself actually is investing with this company. They are partnering with them. So this is a good sign as well that the platform is into something. They're trying to address a lot of things in the real estate, and real estate in America is a huge market. We are talking $150 billion industry, so there's a lot of money to go around. Now, I personally don't want to sell my home shares, and I don't want to be a buyer, but I'm really interested in the platform that you will make money from both operations. All right, so this is really what they are doing here. They're showing you their growth overall. They have a lot of experience with Zillow, and again, if you are not in USA, Zillow actually is a platform for real estate. So this is very exciting that those guys are considered expert in their space. Again, I'm not going through all of this, but they're trying to highlight for you how they're going to make money, how much money they're expecting, growth opportunity, etc. So it's important stuff. You have to go through it. I already did, but if you're investing, my recommendation is to go through each and every one of these. Going fast forward, also understand who are these investors, see their profile. You need to have confidence. You are really investing in people in this stage. I don't care for the update, but I want to go to the discussion. I usually ask a question if I have any clarity or any question or any concern. The most important part, also read what other people are saying, because if there's something that sounds wrong or questionable, you will find it here, believe it or not. People are doing the research. So I'm not going to invest on Nada just because I saw it on Republic. I will take the company, I will Google it, I will search it, I will see what people are saying. One of the people here actually highlighted Vasca, for example. She mentioned this company is being right now sued by one of the co-founder exes. This is very important for me to know. I wouldn't know it if I didn't read the comment. Again, if there's 400 comments, probably you are not going to go through all of them, but my idea is just browse it. If you find something interesting, dig deep into it. Now, one thing I want to highlight, if you're going to invest, also do spend some time on the documentation here. This is the agreement with the SEC. You need to understand exactly what the deal is, what the company is saying, their financial situation. All of this information will be available in these two documents. Again, that's my personal recommendation. Don't just throw your money aside. I actually would download, before I invest in an app, before I invest in a product, I usually buy the product, I buy the app, and I try to invest in it. A good example, Stojo is one of the company I invested in. I had to see the product, how does it work. This is actually a mug, it's expandable. Let's open it here, and it became. So this is one of the cups that's recyclable. They have partnership with Starbucks. I love their idea. It's unique concept. So I actually went ahead and invested in the company. So my recommendation is either look it up, see what those guys are doing before you're investing. If it's an app, download it. If it's a product, buy it before you go ahead and spend money. So I'm not going to put more time on Nada. go ahead, check it out. I'm gonna share my profile down as well in the description. If you're interested in finding out what kind of investment I'm doing, what kind of question I'm asking, you will be able to see all of this in my profile if you ended up following me. Again, Republic will not actually show everything to everybody. You have to follow someone in order to be able to see where they are putting their money. And I'm making my profile public so anyone can actually see what I'm doing. Now I'm gonna stop doing nada. We're gonna go ahead and move to Genius Juice. Now when we look into Genius Juice, it's another company. I highlighted it was on Shark Tank, so this is a huge deal. You can see it's helping them even with raising money. Those guys are making the first coconut smoothie technically. Again, I'm questioning if they are the first or not, but I believe they are ahead of the competition. Now, whenever we say coconut, most people think of juice or water or milk or whatever the case is. Nobody think about smoothie. So they're actually taking the whole coconut, the meat and the milk, mixing it together, making a smoothie out of it. Now, I like the idea. I loved their episode on Shark Tank, and they got a deal from Barbara and Mark, and I love Mark Cuban. I'm one of his biggest fans. So I wanted to invest in the company as well, but I could not find the product. I found it online, and the product was very expensive. I have to technically pay $50 just to buy the product online. I find it ridiculous. 6-pack for $50 online. I'm not buying that from Amazon. They said it's gonna come to my state soon. I'm waiting to see this. But if I don't end up testing the product, probably I don't want to invest in it. I cannot tell if this is gonna be a good investment or not, right? But to be fair, they are selling right now in 2.8k stores, including Whole Food, Target. So this is some of the biggest retailers in America doing pilot with them everywhere. They are asking for a valuation of $40 million and 20% discount. The minimum amount I can invest, again, the minimum varies. Some companies will have a minimum of $1,000. 100 or 150 is not huge. Some of the featured here, I like what they are highlighting, how much money they raised in a previous capital round. So they raised money as well from another venture capital. Now, by the way, I keep highlighting Shark Tank. A lot of people misunderstand. Those guys got the deal on Shark Tank. Yes, in Shark Tank, they got the offer. However, on the negotiation table, the deal collapsed. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Again, you are dealing with sharks. They might be wanting more. It might be, something they didn't like about the company. So there's no guarantee what really went down there. It's more of a confidential agreement. All we know is that the deal collapsed between Mark, Barbara, and the founder of Genius Juice. So as far as I'm concerned, I like the fact that they've been there. I love the fact that they got the attention of sharks. My only concern is the juice, is the smoothie taste good or not? For me, in order to invest, I must, taste it and say, oh, I love this or I hate it. Now, you can start investing from $100. Some of the perks here make more sense. Like, hey, if I'm going to pay $50 in order to buy 6 bottles, I will actually probably just invest $250 and get 12 free bottles. That sounds even better, right? That's on, like, I'm saving $150, right? So keep in mind, sometimes it just may not make sense to order it. Now, as I highlighted, I'm waiting to taste the product. I went in, looked everywhere for something like coconut smoothie. I found only one place that sells coconut smoothie, and it's not Genius, which happened to be Trader Joe. They have only one flavor. The smoothie that's sold by Trader Joe tasted horrible. So personally, if Genius tastes similar to Trader Joe, I'm not gonna invest. But if I taste it and love it, the chances I want to invest in this company. Again, you can read about their market, their partnership, their potential. Here you can see what happened on Shark Tank and the offer they got. You can also find it in YouTube. More details, more information. I'm not going to go into each and every one. My recommendation, look at the discussion. One more thing I want to highlight about the discussion that I love. When you are putting a comment, let's ask a question or let somebody ask a question. See how long the team is actually responding to you. If they are not responding fast enough, honestly, I find that very concerning for me. Some companies, I see them, they wouldn't respond for 2 months. If they are careless enough not to respond for 2 months, you don't want to be part of that company, no matter what their potential is. Because honestly, I don't see they have a potential. One of the companies that's for real estate here, they are part of Republic, and their question, it takes them 1 month to respond to me, and after 1 month they failed to actually address me personally. The response was to someone replies. If the company cannot find out who asked the question after 1 month, I'm going to be concerned about what kind of deals they're going to be signing with, real estate owners, right? Probably they're going to screw a deal. So you want to keep this stuff in mind as well. As I highlighted, people can invest worldwide, so you can see some people asking question. He cannot use a debit card, but I'm not going to respond to him. You have to use a credit card outside of America. Probably, I don't know why would he want to use a debit card if he live in India, but again, as highlighted, you can find a lot of good information here, just like we saw in Nada. Somebody highlighted the fact that the company is being sued. Here we can find some important information about, even actually I think the competition, which is coconut smoothie by Trader Joe. I didn't find about it by searching. I found it out from one of the comments. So this is a very important thing to look into as well. Now, these are just 2 examples as highlighted. You can find my profile. You can find the question I'm asking around. So you are more than welcome to go ahead and follow me on Republic. I hope I give you kind of a perspective of how I look into the deals. My recommendation always is look it up, search it, Google it, find the hell out of a product before you invest on it. So Benson watch, for example, I went to Google, I searched Benson watches, reviews, feedback. What people are saying is very important. If people don't like a product, you probably don't want to invest in it. So do they have 5 out of 5 in Amazon, or like maybe 4.9? Or does he have 2 out of 5, right? So all of these is very important. Again, Benson watch is not on, I don't believe they're on Amazon, but some of the food product here, for example, Lupi or Ayuba, these are food products. You can literally find them on Amazon. So look what people are saying. Do you believe in the product or not? It's very important. Now, I'm planning to highlight as well for you guys soon both the gaming, how the deal for gaming works, how the deal for real estate is working on Republic. So stay tuned for that one. If you're interested in seeing this coming one, if you are not subscriber, don't forget to both subscribe and hit on notification button. And if you like this video, please go ahead, click on the like button and share this video. Thank you guys, and stay tuned with another review with Mr. Panda.